What's good? What's good? This is Tony A with YORUBADE. If this is your first time on my channel, definitely let me know which country that you're repping in the comment section down below. And when you do get a chance, check out my other videos. If you like the videos, definitely subscribe and let me know what your thoughts are on the content that I'm putting out. All right, so this video is going to be going out to those of you that are true entrepreneurs at heart and you're trying to be invested in on the continent. So this can be applied to Africa, or really, I like to focus West Africa here, really Africa. So if you're about that action, you're tired of talk, you're really trying to get into it, then definitely grab a pen and paper and take some notes, because I'm going to tell you 9 different business ideas that you can start, really just thinking about, so that you can be invested and make your money, make your millions, and enjoy the life that not many people can. So we're going to get right into it. So the way how I go about my day is, I wake up and I just look at all the events and articles, all the stuff that's related to Africa, to West Africa, business related. I'm always looking at it. And I get a lot of content that focuses on just African business and just industries that are untapped, have a lot of potential. I see this stuff all the time. A lot of people don't. And I pay for a few of these subscriptions. So I'm just being generous, and I'm going to give you this information for free so that you all can start being invested in it, because I do believe this information needs to be getting out there. For the ones that are serious and really trying to do something, well, these are your opportunities that I'm showing you right now. So either you can actually put pen to paper and start just really thinking, critically analyzing your situation, or you can just talk about how you always want to be invested, and you never do shit. So this is for the doers, not the dreamers. All right, so I got one article on. So the website is called How We Made It in Africa, and it really just details just different people that are very successful in Africa with their businesses. So this one article just caught my eye, and it's called 9 Business Ideas to Pursue in Africa, and includes poultry, cannabis, vocational training, and more. So I'm just going to I'm going to go through the 9. And as I'm going through, I'm going to give some commentary, what I'm thinking in my head, and even opportunities for you all that, we all have specialized degrees. We're all degreed. We're all medical, like all these different fields. This is where you can use your skills that you don't think you really are really valuable outside of your job. But this is where you can use those skills and apply it to the continent so that you can enrich yourself, empower yourself, and you don't have to worry about having bosses tell you what to do all the time. So the first one is tapping into demand for poultry in Angola and Mozambique. So poultry is a large market in the context of Africa. Chicken is at the top of the list. Everyone is always eating chicken. And it's cheap. So founder of SAPA, an investment vehicle that supports the entry of European agribusiness groups into East and Southern Africa markets. To be successful in poultry, he notes, producers must be integrated and control the value chain, starting with the feed. The cost of the feed often accounts for about 70% of the price of chicken. Never knew that, but interesting. Secondly, don't produce chicken for local consumption close to the sea, because you could be impacted by imports from Brazil or elsewhere. Instead, produce chicken away from the coast, as high inland transport costs create a barrier to entry for competitors. D. Villeneuve explains, it also helps to be aware of abnormal situations or gaps for increased demand. Now, one thing that really stands out to me is just natural barriers when it comes to doing business on the continent. You got a lot of landlocked countries where the cost of transporting material is just too high. So the bigger players, the bigger importers, they can't really capitalize on those markets. But if you're more inland, it's easier for you, and you're not going to have as much competition. So that's I'm glad that they pointed that out. Where am I at? Okay. It also helps to be aware of abnormal situations. Okay. In Angola, everyone wants chicken at Christmas. They will charter 747s to import chicken to meet local demand over this period. If you know this and are ready to act, it can be a great investment opportunity. agribusiness prospects in East and Southern Africa. Investor shares his insights. So there you go. Chicken is big, is heavily consumed. And if if you're in the chicken business or you understand just certain metrics of it, you're familiar with that industry, then go ahead. I mean, this is an opportunity for you to look at. So where is this? This is in Angola and Mozambique. So you got West and East. All right, the second one, vocational training in Cote d'Ivoire. From an employer's view, there is still a huge gap between traditional theoretical training and the needs of businesses, explains News by, who oversees the portfolio of investment firm investors and partners in Cote d'Ivoire. Our investors in the education space are geared towards businesses that focus their training on a clear market need. We have invested in technology-enabled solutions that can address this need on a large scale. For example, our investment in online professional training platform, EduDesk. But we are also conscious that for a lot of vocational training, there is still a need for in-person learning. We have invested in a number of businesses with a physical presence, such as Institut de Management, de Gestion, it's a French name, I can't really pronounce it, and the Center des, it's a Francophone country, so I'm not good with French, or I don't understand, I don't know how to speak it, but I'm going to learn. We specialize in hospitality and tailoring training, respectively. All right, so if you are a teacher, or if you're in the education space, or if you are confident in the craft and the skill that you deliver to other people on your job every day, then this might be an opportunity for you to look at, because yes, we need hard skills in Africa. We need practical skills that actually keep the economy running. Those blue collar workers, they need to gain the skills in order to do an effective job. We don't need any more degreed professionals to come in, and I mean, they just don't have the infrastructure set up. We got to create the infrastructure first, and then have those specialists come, and then they can work in an environment that is beneficial and they can do their best job. So I'm actually interested in getting into the education space in West Africa, specifically when it comes to boarding schools. I see the potential in it, and I think it can be a very valuable resource just for the general population that can't afford expensive schools. I'm going to create the business model where it's affordable to go to these schools and it's still competitive price-wise. So that's number two. Number three, production of cannabis products in South Africa. From hemp products to the export of pharmaceutical ingredients, South Africa's nascent cannabis industry presents several investment opportunities. According to Silverleaf Adjustments, where am I at? Silverleaf Investments Joint CEO, Pierre Van der Hoven. The key areas of opportunity are the cultivation of cannabis, followed by the extraction of oil from the plant, testing laboratories, and the retail and branding of CBD products. There are also investment opportunities in the manufacture of pharmaceutical cannabis products, not a well-developed area in South Africa, but this requires a license from South Africa Health Products Regulatory Authority and is a lengthy, expensive process. So if you're feeling cannabis and you're all about that space, CBD, whether online, whatever, growing, if you got a skill for that, or if you know somebody that is in that and interested in getting into that, look at these opportunities in South Africa. They're there. South Africa is accepting of cannabis, CBD products. Go ahead and do your due diligence, do your research, and see if you can find your riches in that industry. All right. So number four, co-living spaces for young professionals in Lagos and beyond. Co-living is a residential community living model that usually offers a private bedroom with a shared common areas. Typically, co-living referred to an arrangement where three or more non-related individuals would share a private home, but it has evolved to where large property developers are now creating apartment blocks featuring residential sharing with short-term or flexible leases. Some of the included perks could be stylishly furnished communal areas, top-of-the-range amenities, as well as services such as cleaning and security. Co-living spaces also make it easier to meet new people and make friends. We think there's a massive untapped opportunity for co-living in general on the continent, but even more specifically in Lagos, says Jojor Shabwab, founder of AlphaWorks. So if you're in real estate, you're interested in real estate, you flip homes, you do buy and holds, here it is. This is another opportunity. And Lagos is, I mean, Nigeria has huge human capital potential to actually do something. There's a lot of potential just in Africa. But specifically when it comes to Nigeria, most populated, that can be a niche for you if you do your due diligence. Of course, the risk is high, but if you're passionate about it, then go ahead and do it. Here is a need and a potential for you to get in a market that's not yet fully exploited. All right, so number 5, export of niche, fast-moving consumer goods from West Africa to United States. So listen carefully for this. The African Growth and Opportunity Act, so this is for the West African communities, provides eligible sub-Saharan African countries with duty-free access to the U.S. market for a wide range of products. Duty-free, so when you're importing products, think of it like a tax. So these African countries, these West African countries, don't have to pay any tax. So what that does is you can set your price lower so that you're more competitive. So this is an agreement that the West African countries, some of the West African countries have with the U.S. So it's here for us to use, and this is just information that we got to know this stuff. We got to know about opportunities for West African companies to start exporting from there and importing into here, so that they can also profit along as all these other international companies, because they're doing it all the time. They're making great money. West African companies, we got the resources. This is how we get in. So yeah, don't mind the thunderstorm if you can hear it. It's really pouring out here in Atlanta, but we still going. We still got power, thankfully. So we getting this in. All right, number 6, production of essential oils in East Africa. Maxima Nismenta, CEO of Livara, a Ugandan brand that manufactures natural and organic products for hair, skin, and body, believes there is potential for essential oils processing in East Africa. We import quite a lot of essential oils, yet it is possible to produce locally. We grow flowers in Uganda and Kenya, but mainly for export to Amsterdam and Europe. We do not go the extra mile of using parts of these plants to extract essential oils. For example, lavender is a beautiful flower, very rich in oils. We could extract the lavender essential oil. A small bunch of lavender sell for around 15,000 shillings, which is about $4 in Uganda. However, 20 milliliters of lavender oil will go for around $40. There are many local industries that require essential oils. They are used in pastries and drinks, as well as everyday cosmetics such as lotions, creams, hair products, and perfumes. Some small-scale industries, like those that manufacture scented candles, also use essential oils. So the first thing I'm thinking about is all the people that focus on like shea butter and just the topical stuff. They're already doing great with shea butter and that. But when it comes to the extraction of oil, this is all part of the value chain. So we need to focus on the value chain. It's not just about starting with the growing and the crops and the farming. Also, there's pieces to this process that adds value. So think about what other applications you can use the raw products that you're harvesting for. So when it comes to oil, the same, at least in East Africa, it's untapped market. Now that's just in East Africa. Best believe is everywhere else on the continent, especially in West Africa, just extracting this oil and selling this, so that once again, using the Goya Act, the the African Growth and Opportunity Act, use that to import your products over to the U.S. so that you can capitalize on that opportunity, the no duty, and this is just an opportunity for you and your family, and your friends, and your community. So this is what's up. All right, so number 7, alternative protein from insects. Several entrepreneurs in Africa have introduced insects as an alternative form of protein. In Kenya, Eco Dudu manufactures organic fertilizer and animal feed from insect larvae, while Rwandan company Magafarm also produces animal feed proteins from the black soldier fly. Ghanaian outfit Legendary Foods focuses on human consumption and markets edible insects as a direct substitute for meat and fish. So I can only imagine I can imagine that insects are cheaper than meat and fish, especially when it comes to hard times. I don't know about the insect industry, but I'm thinking like their shelf life is super long, and they don't have to have, and they're lightweight. So when it comes to shipping and all the other stuff, it should be cheaper. So, and then of course you can have your own growing plant or farm or whatever to do it. So I never had an insect before. I have heard that it's high in protein, which can be good when it comes to especially the rural areas or people that don't want to eat meat. I mean, these are insects. So I don't know how they see insects, but this is an alternative that's still healthy, and it could be a new thing that can catch on. And when it comes to this, you want to be a trailblazer. So there you go. All right. So number 8, packaging materials for Ethiopia's horticulture industry. In general, there is a tremendous opportunity for import substitution in Ethiopia, as an extensive list of goods are brought in from abroad. In our sector, a great example of this is packaging, explains J.C. Jones, Manager Director of Perennial Foods Group, an agribusiness company operating in Ethiopia. With a growing horticulture industry, there is a captive market of countless companies that currently import all of their packaging, boxes, liners, bags, and punnets. With quality local suppliers, Ethiopian companies could avoid using precious foreign currency and could meaningfully reduce the carbon footprint of their packaging. All right, so this is actually a business that I want to get into, which deals with packaging, and it's still part of the agribusiness trend, or I mean, it's not really a trend, but the huge market for it is booming. So focusing on the packaging, instead of having these African countries import from a lot of Asian countries, usually it's China, you can grow it, or you can create it in-house or in the country, and then export it and use it for the companies that are making the edible products or whatever they need to manufacture. Now, I'm trying to take it a step further and focus on biodegradable packaging for these agricultural products. So instead of using plastic, really trying to get away from plastic, having biodegradable packages is beneficial to the ground, and also just the environment. You don't have old plastic bags hanging around like you see in Nigeria a lot. No, so we're just trying to, make our place cleaner. And that also helps with the image and psychologically nice, pretty environment and stuff like that. So yeah, packaging material is, it's still part of the value chain in a way. And just thinking about just the little stuff that gets to the final product. That's how you want to think as if you're trying to look for opportunities. Don't just think of the big popular part. Think of all the intricacies that a product has to go through in order to get to that final stage. So packaging is very important. And number 9, last thing, private care facilities for the elderly in Ghana. Many parents in Ghana are alone in their old age, says businesswoman Letitia Osafo Ado. And there are very few formal care facilities for the aged. Asafo Ado, who trained as an anesthesiast and critical care therapist in Germany before returning to Ghana, is the founder and MD of the food processing company Samba Foods, listed on the alternative board of Ghana's stock exchange. I think this is an opportunity. When I came back originally, I saw there were no formal care facilities or even plans on how to care for the elderly. Children and offspring who have left the country want and would pay for regulated care services for their parents, she says. So when I read that part, I was thinking, okay, who's going to pay for those care facilities? It's going to be a lot of money. And then once she said the diaspora, the ones that are already away, they have the money, send it back home, and they will pay for their elderly to be well taken care of. And I was like, oh, that's a great marketing strategy. So there's a lot of us that are in the medical field, and we want to do something back home. We've seen systems that work in the hospitals and everything else, and we want to find a way to use our skills to contribute back there. Here's an opportunity where even if you don't want to be there, you can at least advise, and you have some type of connections, or just your colleagues and stuff like that, where you can rely on them and say, hey, look, maybe we can build something together for the elderly or some other type of patient that you want to do. But I like the fact that they brought this up. I didn't even think about this. I assume that a lot of the elderly just stay with the children, but then when you think about it, a lot of the Africans there, come over to the US, the UK, Canada, and the elderly are just there. They send money back home already, and it's like they're not really sure if it's really helping the way that they want it to be. So this is a good this could be a good venture for people if they really want to get into that medical facility or that medical industry. So those are the 9 opportunities that you all, if you want to get invested in West Africa and the continent, go ahead, take your notes. Even if you come up with something a little bit different, start writing, start doing something, start reading, start learning, start connecting with other people in different industries that do have the experience, so that when it does come to, when you do see an opportunity, you don't have to say to yourself, oh, shoot, I don't know what to do, I got to let it pass. No. You're trying to build your network so that you can, when you see those opportunities, you capitalize on it. If you have any comments or any ideas or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section below. I would love to see it. Like this video if it was helpful, and you can also share this video if you feel someone else that can benefit from this. Let me see. Yeah, so that's it. Appreciate you watching, and catch me in the next video. Take care. Stay blessed.